In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Wow, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and this is Untethered Live right here. You're watching it live on television, over the internet, across the radio waves, in your iPod, on your podcast. That's us, right here. Untethered Live on a Tuesday. That's weird. I know. I'm not supposed to be here. That's probably why you're not here. But hey, I told you I'd make up Sunday, and I meant what I said. Here I am, making up Sunday. Why? Because I missed Sunday, because I had something I needed to do. I had an emergency come up, and I needed to go take care of some business, and I went. It was a last-minute thing. I wasn't planning on it, but it happened, and so I had to go do it. And ergo, I missed Sunday's podcast, and I feel really bad about it. Sunday's the day. That's the big day. That's the day I'm supposed to be here. That's the day I've been working so hard to make work, and I missed it. So here I am on a Tuesday on my day off doing a podcast because I don't want you to miss out on a single ounce of that Bible goodness that I am peddling all over the internet these days. Can't let you miss it. It's good stuff. So that's the deal. I won't miss a day, and if I do, I'll make it up. And here I am. So, nobody knows I'm coming on, apparently. There may be nobody here but me. But I'm going to read. I'm going to get through some Exodus, and we're going to talk about it one way or the other. And if some folks show up, that'll be great. And if not, you'll just get a canned episode. Just me in the house. All right. It has been an interesting day. I went to work this morning, worked all day. I had the day to myself. My boss man petered off and went somewhere else, and I like it like that. I like it when the boss man tells me what to do and then gets out of my way and lets me do it. That's a good day. I enjoy those days. That's the way I try to run business when I am fortunate enough to be the boss. I try to let know what needs to be done, what I expect, and then I go over there and leave them alone. And then when they don't do it, I fire them, and they're like, I didn't know you'd do that. Well, the only time I'm a boss is when I got to hire somebody or fire somebody. Anytime else, I'm just a member of the crew, you know. But I hadn't done that in a while, so I'm just talking. You know, there was a time when I had quite a few guys working for me, and it's not today. Today, it's just me in the house, quite literally. But it won't be that way for long, because, you know, if we keep growing, if the past 6 months of trajectory is anything to speak of the next 6 months, which I don't know that it is, but if it is, if we continue along the lines that we're going on, it won't be much longer, and I'm going to need an assistant because it's getting heavier, you know, which is fine, and I can handle a lot. So, and I'm quick. So, you know, there's a lot I can get done before I say, hey, I need some help here. But as long as I can handle it, I'll do it. But when it gets to that point, when things are just too fast, too much, I will break down and hire somebody, and then I'll be providing jobs for somebody, which is a good thing. And that's where we want the company to go ultimately. So we'll see. Just have to wait and see. That's all there is to it. I'm hoping that the next couple of months will bring in some ad revenues. I'm almost to a place where I can start thinking about that. I'm not quite there yet. We really need to do some pushing. So if there's anybody out there listening that wants to help out, help us get the word out, I would greatly appreciate that, because we need to reach 1,000 subs. That's where we need to get right now. That's the second goal we need to cross. We've already crossed the first one. So now we need to get to the next one. And it's that time to start pushing. So push. Now breathe. You know the drill. Anyway, we're in the great book of Exodus tonight. I think we're in chapter 34, verse 6. That's where we're at. I'm sure of it. Let me look. Where are we at? Yep. No, 36, verse 4. Chapter 36, verse 4. That's where we're at. I had it backwards in my head. And that's where we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday, talking about some interesting stuff that we were talking about. A lot of money yesterday. I wonder if it's going to keep that trend going today. That was not my intention, by the way. It's in the Bible. I didn't make it up. I didn't write it. So don't get mad at me. But, you know, it's an important part of the business. And I guess from the very beginning, that's what God intended it to be. The business of the church and the business of the clergy or the priests or whatever you want to call them. I'm not any of those things, but you know what I'm saying. I am pastoral in nature, but by no means a priest. There's nothing papal about me. And I like to keep it that way. But I am a man of letters. That's something. It's not nothing. I spent a great deal of time with my nose in a book for that very reason. I don't like to brag about, paper. So that really means nothing. So I won't ever bring it up again. And if I do, it'll be in passing. But I do have paper. If you want to know what that paper is, you're out of luck, because I don't think it's relevant. I don't think it matters. If there's a PhD behind my name, or a DR behind my name, or a BS behind my name, or whatever it is you think you want to put there, you go right ahead. I don't need any of that. I got enough letters in my name is what I'm saying. That none of those letters can change what I know in any direction, because I learned it without those letters. Those letters were there as a matter of, patting myself on the back, or somebody else patting me on the back saying, hey, you did a good job. You made it this far. Write this thesis and move on with your life. Okay. None of that matters. And by the way, my thesis was on a rooster. So, because that's about how important it is. The thesis of the rooster. The red rooster. It was a red rooster, actually. Actually, it was a red rooster. Anyway, you want another thesis? I'll write you one. You want 2 or 3 of them? I can print them out all day long. It don't mean anything. What matters is what you're doing when you're with me or when you're by yourself. What matters is that you put your face in the book and read the words. And then here's the important part. Here's the part that most people miss. After you've read the words, then you contemplate those words. Think about them. Put it in your brain and mull it around. Brain on it a little while. Mush it up and down. Stick it to the roof of your mouth and waller it around your tongue. Figure out what it's saying. That's how you get smart. There's no amount of education, Ivy League or otherwise, that will make you smarter. What makes you smarter is your dedication to the subject you're studying and your ability to keep studying it and to follow all the rabbit holes, to go out there as far as you can go. Chase down leads and uncover secrets. Read books that are not popular because of, controversy. That's how you do it. And everybody on the face of this planet can do it, assuming they know how to read. There are people that can't for whatever reason. There are people that can't see for whatever reason. But if they can, and all things are pointing in the right direction, and they can actually consume information from a book, there's nothing you can't learn. There's no magic in this world. There's no such thing as magic. There's no secrets in this world. All the secrets are closely guarded by grubby little fingered people who want to keep you down and them up. Those are the secrets. All of those secrets, by the way, are public knowledge. You want to know how to be a billionaire? I can tell you. You won't like it, but I can tell you. You want to know how to be the head of a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate? You want to be an oligarchy? You want to be a president? I can tell you how to achieve those things. There's no magic in the world. The secrets that exist are closely guarded by people who are terrified that you may learn them. And that's it. Those secrets have no value to anybody other than the people who use them. And they're not really secrets. That's the kicker. That's the funny thing about it. When you spend 30 years of your life to learn a secret and you finally learn it and realize you've known it this whole time, that's a bummer. That'll put a damper on your day right there. Something similar happened to me. I'm but like a better word, a member of a certain organization that I spend a great deal of time investigating and reading about and learning about and following through the ages, because it's a very, very, very old organization. And when I finally was presented with the possibility of entering the organization, I did so. And then I spent a great deal of time, 5 years to be exact, learning everything I could get my hands on, going just as far as I could push it, as hard as I could push it, as long as I could push it. And then when I finally got there, I achieved everything that was achievable in that area. And I realized that everything I had learned, I already knew. And so does most everybody else. They have secrets. You swear to keep those secrets on pains of death. Meaning, if you divulge these secrets, somebody's liable to slit your throat. That kind of secret. But the funny thing is why would you swear that kind of allegiance to a secret that would mean absolutely nothing to the person that didn't know how to use it? It only matters to the people who use it. If I told you what the secret was, it would mean nothing to you. It would sound like gibberish. It would be kind of funny and a little bit embarrassing. The only reason it's a secret is because I know it and you don't. See how that works? I know something you don't know. Nah. That's it. Special boy. That's it. I'm a special boy. Well, guess what? I'm not. And you already know the secret. And if you don't, it wouldn't take you very much to learn it. And the secret won't help you in your life. It won't make you better. It won't make your life better. It won't make your circumstance better. What it'll do is give you something to do for a year or two. That's pretty much it. How about that? Welcome. Welcome to the real world, where everything you think you know is wrong because everything you think you know has been finely crafted for you to know it. But it's not real. What is real are the things that matter, like love, honor, dignity, pride, strength, character. Those things matter. Those things are real. Those things you can hang your hat on. Trust. Your word is worth more than gold if I can count on it. If you're a known liar, your word is valueless. It means nothing. But if you've never lied to me and you tell me a fact and I believe you, that is more valuable than anything in this world. To just know that you can count on somebody. Well, it's kind of what we're talking about in this book that we're reading, this Bible. It's about character. It's about being able to trust someone that you love, giving them a set of instructions and trusting that they'll follow them. And why are the instructions there? For their own good. That's why. Because it's necessary. Because you have to follow some trajectory. You can't just be here, because that's a waste of space for everybody involved, including you. You have to follow the rules. So the rules are given and the trust is issued. Who's going to break the trust? You or the person who you trust? Well, what if you don't break the trust? Then what? Well, now you have character. Now you're somebody because you're trustworthy. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I can give you bigger tasks. I can give you more information. I can give you more responsibility because I trust you. Because you are the stuff that the world's made of. Salt of the earth, honorable man or woman, whatever. This is not a task that is easily acquired, or it's not a thing that's easily acquired. It's not a task easily done to gain someone's trust. But once you've gained it, it's hard to break that trust. But once you've broken it, it's impossible to repair it. I don't care if I told you the truth 5 billion times. If I lied to you once, you would never trust me again. No matter how many truths I told you before, that lie just unraveled them all. That's how valuable and how honorable trust is, how precious it is, which is why I take great pains in my work to make sure that I'm trustworthy. I may not be worth anything else, but I'm trustworthy. Why? Because I work at it. Hey, Fab Daddy, good to see you, buddy. Not true. What's not true? What did you find to be not true? Sunshines and sunflowers and doves. I trust my son, but I know he lies. Well, you have separation of thoughts in your own head there. You're giving yourself mixed signals. If you trust him yet knows he lies, well, then you don't trust when he lies. Because if you trust his lies, then you're being ignorant, and you're not ignorant. So are you aware when he lies? Do you know the lies when he tells them, or do they catch you off guard? And keep in mind, I don't know your son. I'm not talking about your son. I'm just using the example that you put before me. You read him like a book, so you know when he's telling you a lie. Okay. So you trust that he's dishonest. That doesn't break what I said. I guarantee you that you would not give him something that he had to keep. Truth. If you knew he would lie about it. I lied. I still white lie. Most people do, including me. I try very hard not to, but it's a curse. And it's easy to do. It just slips right out sometimes, and you go, why did I say that? I didn't even want to say that. It just happened. I fully understand. I'm not on some moral kick here. I'm just trying to illustrate what truth is and what value is. You know, I'm not by any means trying to put myself above anybody else. I am just as guilty as everyone else in all of those arenas. I tell people compliments I don't believe. Well, You know, a lot of people do that, and I don't know what to say about that except for this. I don't. I made up my mind a long time ago that I was not going to lie to people to make them feel better. If they ask me for my opinion, I'm going to give it to them. And if they don't like it, they probably shouldn't ask me for it. But I can't fault you for that, because I would say the large majority of people do that. They will say things they don't believe for other people's benefit. I can't do that. I'm a brutally honest person, and I really can't do that. But I don't fault you for doing that. But I would say work on it, because I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel about interactions with other people, but I would take a person I trusted over 1,000 people I didn't. I really value someone's truth when they tell it. And I judge people personally by how much I trust them or how much I believe in the things they say. And if I felt like you were lying to me, that wouldn't last very long, you know. So work on that. That's all I can say about that, because I'm as guilty as anyone else is as far as that goes. I try to better myself with people. I worry what people think of me. Well, see, if you didn't say things you didn't mean, you wouldn't have to worry what they thought about you. You'd know. Hey, Kev. Good to see you, my friend. Big Jake. Big bad Jake. I just saw a good fight at the bar. The drunk lost. Always love a good bar fight at Gators. Listen, Fab Daddy, please don't ever tell me anything that you don't mean, because I don't need it, for one, and it's not going to help our relationship, for two. I would much rather you be honest, even if it hurts my feelings. But that's just me. Everybody can't handle that, and I totally understand where you're coming from with that statement. But trust me, I personally prefer honesty as a policy. Interaction with people gives me hope. It should. I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Ugh. I didn't know you were going to be on tonight. Glad you are. Well, I told you last night I was going to be on tonight because I missed Sunday night, and I said I'd make it up 2 or 3 times. And then when I closed the show, I said I'll see you tomorrow night. But I understand. Things get mixed up, but I'm glad you're here too. Did you see the picture I posted on Facebook earlier? It's a pretty nice little picture. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups. I put it on the community tab too. My sister found that picture of me. I had no idea that picture even existed. I've never seen it before. And it pops up on my Facebook. Missy's showing it as a memory that she had. Apparently she's had it a while. I've never seen that picture. I don't even know if I was there for it, if that'll tell you anything. No, you didn't see it? Well, go look. Check it out. Tell me what you think. Matter of fact, I can pull it up for you. Give me a second. I'll give it to you. Let me see if I can find a place to... Here's a good place. Add image. Image 2. That's good enough. Here we go. Pow, pow, power wheels. Pow, pow, power wheels. There it is. What do you think about that? Anyway, I had no idea that this picture existed, but I kind of like it. Okay, I don't get on Facebook much. I haven't in months. Kevin has his, though. Horrible name for a movement. What is? That hashtag makes me too, pound me too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I know all about the pound me too movement. Easy, ladies. Calm down. You'll get your turn. There's enough of me to go around. Me too. No hashtag. Oh, I didn't see it. There you go. You don't have to look anymore. Wow, that is nice. Love it, Jake. It's kind of tough looking. That's a image of me that I didn't expect to see. And that's not how I typically look, by the way. I don't usually wear those kind of hats, and I don't have any idea where that guitar came from. It's not mine. It's not one of mine. I don't have a B bender, and that's what's on that little round thing on the back there is a B bender, and I don't have one of those. So I don't even know when this picture was taken. I kind of know because of the drummer when it was taken, but I have no memory of it. This picture was taken in Minot, North Dakota. I was up there for about 3 weeks doing a series of shows. Bow-legged? No, I'm not bow-legged. Not at all. That's just the way I was standing. Is there a team called Pussycats, Kevin? We got ourselves a sports update, and I didn't see it. Hang on. This week in sports, Georgia is number 1 and plays the LSU Pussycats on Saturday in the SEC championship game. Go Dogs! Back to you, Kev. Yeah. My Lord. Hey, he's mine too. Bow-legged. I'm not bow-legged. Not even a little bit. Pow. MBTV, what's up, brother? Greetings, listening in the background to finish this gold salvage script so I can keep the power on. Sports update. What is a gold salvage script? Are you a script writer? That's interesting. I didn't know that about you. They are the Tigers, but I call them the Pussycats. Hey, I know about the Tigers. I hung out with the Lakeland Tigers one time. USA wins Iraq in soccer and advances into round 16. Fab Daddy is here, so I'm happy. Yay. Yep. I told you he'd be back. I like him. He's a good dude. Can we keep him? Can we keep him, huh? World Cup. So anyway, I'm just shooting the breeze for a few minutes, and then we'll do a little Bible reading if you guys want to. Today is Tuesday, so I'm under no obligation to, But if you want it, I'll give it to you. And if you want to talk, we'll talk. And if you want to chit-chat, we'll chit-chat. And if you want to look at pictures, we'll look at pictures. And whatever you want, I'm here for you. It's for Waterline Stories on YouTube channel. UK diving instructor. Cool dude. Paying me to write scripts for his stuff. Black Swan Project now. Hey, man, that's fantastic, MVTV. That's awesome. I'm glad you got that hookup, man. Really. I'm sitting next to Her Highness, the Queen, the beautiful April Rain. Yet I just sent her a message. I feel like a teenager now. LOL. Well, if you're texting somebody you're sitting beside, you should feel like a teenager, sir. That's a little silly. Turn your head and yell. Hey! Pay attention to me. Do you draw? Who? Me? I used to. My hands aren't so good anymore, so I can't really hold the pencil for very long. So I've lost a lot of that skill. I had to make a decision when I was in my younger years. I had to decide which avenue of art I was going to follow because I could only afford to focus all of my energy on one. And I had so much trouble with my nerves and my hands that I decided to stay with music because it was a little easier and a little less painful at the time. So I let art go by the wayside, and I hate that. I hate it. I love to draw, but I'm just not, I don't have enough time to put into it to be good at it. Show us your old art. I don't have any right now. If I find anything, I'll certainly pull it up and show it to you. I have drawn things from time to time, but usually for a logo or something that I needed in my business. but I'm just not much of an artist. If I run across any art, though, I will bring it out and show it to you. I just don't have anything available, unfortunately. I'm showing you the art that I create every day. Every time I sing you a new song, I sang you a song no one else has heard on this channel, Fab Daddy. You are the only one who's heard it. So, feel proud of that. ATL Transparency News. Hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Welcome. It's only at high noon. Hey, Fab, says ATL. And MVTV says, hi, Fab Daddy, ATL, April, Kevin, and all. I told my best friend today about that song. Good. Were you laughing at me? I realized when I listened back to it that my voice was cracking and it was not very good, and I apologize for that. But I am getting better, contrary to the sound you're hearing. It is actually getting better, and soon I will be that guy again that's on the screen, and hopefully very soon. Hard to shake your moneymaker when your moneymaker don't shake no more. I got my own private concert. That's right, you sure did. And no one else on this channel or anywhere else on earth, for that matter, that I'm aware of at the moment has heard that song in that form. So, nah, everybody. I still want to know who is your thumbnails. That's me. How many times I got to tell you that? That is me. I know. I clean up nice, but that is me. And that wasn't that long ago, so I still look that way. I just don't look that way at the moment because I haven't shaved or combed my hair or put on cowboy boots. At the very end of last night's feed. Yep. They can watch it. Yeah, they can. Know it. April, I asked for a ballad, says Fab Daddy, and I give him one. I laid it on him. Played him the saddest song I wrote. No, it's not. I scanned it into a recognition program and kept coming up as Cary Grant. Well, I'm sorry. That is me. I know. I was there. I took the picture. I'm sorry if you scanned it and it told you it wasn't me, but it is me. Ask April. She'll tell you. I can't help it. I'm sexy. Okay, fine. Some kind of conspiracy. Well, it ain't my conspiracy. I just put a picture of me up for a thumbnail. I didn't know it was a conspiracy. I guess I'm going to have to go get that picture and show it to you. Here, I'll put it right side of this one. I got to remember what picture I used for my thumbnail. Is it the one with or without the guitar that you're looking at? Can you sing that song again for everybody here? Yes, sir, I could. All right. If I can find it. All right, there's one picture. That is me. Let's see. That's not, I don't think that's the one you're thinking of, though. Let me see. Can't believe y'all are making me prove I'm me. Hang on, I'm looking. Oh, there it is. And there's the other picture of me being me. Look at that. Me being all me. Is that Cary Grant or is that Jake Johnson, April? I mean, right? I like the guy on my left. This guy right here. I'd be dyslexic. You mean dyslexic? We've aged. Hey, speak for yourself. All right, now let me see if I can find that picture you're referring to. I gotta get rid of some of this nonsense. Hang on. That one. I don't know where I put it at. That's the problem. Everything that's loaded up here is for the podcast. So I'm going to have to go digging for it. Hang on. Maybe I'll get lucky. Wide and nerdy. I got lucky. There you go. There's me and my sweet cuz. That makes you jealous, don't it, Kev? Make me jealous. Look at that. Sexy couple. Too bad we're cousins. That's what I used to look like, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what she still looks like. Mullet, business in the back. Business in the front and party in the back. I still have a mullet. It just grew longer. See? And I still got long hair. Insert sound effects audio of psycho shower scene. Mullet. Yes. I am from Florida, you know. It kind of goes with the territory. Actually, I'm from Georgia, but I lived in Florida as a child. Little guppy. Guppy? What is a guppy? The people have spoken, I retract. Did you honestly not believe that was me, MVTV? Or were you just pulling my chain? I assumed you were just joking. MVTV says, I didn't think I was dyslexic until I got fired from the police force. I kept issuing too many IUDs. Wow, pretty people. Yep. Envy speaking is all. Yep, I've aged. You can tell. Now look at my profile pic. I don't have your profile pic. You look like my hippie biker history teacher in college. Thank you, I think. Not until you said so. About me being me. Well, it is me. Whoa, that's funny. It's hilarious. But that is, you were so beautiful back then, April, for sure. And I wasn't bad looking myself, I don't think. I seemed like I was taller in that picture for some reason. I don't know why. Sweet, sweet mullet. Yes, I had a sweet boy. That was the 80s. So yeah, I would have had a mullet. It was either 80s or 92 or 93, somewhere in that area. I don't remember exactly what year, but pretty close. He was a non-status quo. I am still. Yes, of course. We shrink and age. You am still what? She and I are still hot, says Kevin. I agree, Kev. You are one sexy beast. History was horrible. Was that 96? Wow. I thought it was earlier than that. All right, let's get rid of this nonsense. I do. That's my Hank Williams Jr. look. Goodbye. Look at that mullet. Ah, I recall the days when I didn't have townsfolk chase me with pitchforks and torches, still alive and participating, so I don't care. And the aviators, that's right. I still wear aviators. I got a pair on my desk. Not here, but in there. 2 pair, actually. You look sexy. What happened? About 20 years went by. 2 kids and a couple of divorces. A few other issues that I don't care to talk about on live stream. 95. My bad. I remember it now. I thought it was a little earlier. I thought it was like 90. But that period in time was kind of a blur to me, so I trust your word more than I trust mine. Is that Gatorade? No, sir, that's Code Red Mountain Dew. Divorce sucks. Yes, sir, it does. I've been through 4 of them, 5 of them. So I've got a collection going. Devin was born in 93. Took over a year to lose baby weight. Okay, maybe it was 95. All I know is I was full blast back in those days. Divorce does suck. I would never get married again. Well, never say never. I don't want to say I'll never get married again, but it certainly ain't on the docket. That's for sure. I'm with you. If my second went bad, I would give up. Fab Daddy says my son was born in 93. Wow. Really impressive at April Rain. Heartbreaker when I had a heart. All due respect, too. I think that was his way of saying, you pretty. You got a pretty mouth. Never again. Baby weight looks nice on a lady. Sometimes. Depends on where it's at. Oh, thank y'all so much. Well, you was a pretty little thing. Made all the little men go crazy around there. Live in Mutual Sins, happy. Live in Mutual Sins, happy. You should follow the Parsa. I don't know who that is. Parsa. I don't know what that means. Send me a link and I'll follow them. Everybody here has children, it seems. Yes, sir. I always love seeing a lady get hunky. I love how they hate it, and I love it. So you like a little cushion for the pushing, huh? A little curves. Marriage is a contract. It's many things. Most of all, a contract. I didn't really notice them. I was too busy practicing, working, and taking care of my kid. This week's Parsha is Shoftim, still Genesis. I mean, I know you're using words, but I don't know what they mean. It's Abudo Rachel. Abudo Raquel. Anyway, send me a link and I'll check it out. I don't know how to find what you're talking about, but I will look into it because it sounds fantastic. And I have a song I need to sing you guys real quick. I hope you don't mind. I may be a little, scratchy and a little hoarse, a little Shetland pony in my throat. I used to employ a Shetland pony to sing backup for me, but she's just a little hoarse. Can't do it. All right, let's see. Pardon my breathing. I got to turn my noise suppression off so my guitar will be heard. This here is a brand new song. I just finished it night before last. I just finished writing it. I just put the finished touches on it. It is seven years in the making. I've been toiling with this idea for 7 years now, but I finally got it done. And obviously it's got to mutate now. It's got to grow. So this is the first finished draft, which means it's not finished entirely. I had to play it 1,000 more times and get feedback and have people tell me what they think and have ideas that come up later. And, it's a process. Songwriting takes a long time, but this is the first finished draft of this song, and I hope you guys like it. The Jews read the Torah by Parsha, or sections. And this week's section is Shoftim. It's about Rachel. Cool. Now I understand what you're talking about. There are 52 readings for 52 weeks. Well, I've read the Torah. And matter of fact, I'm reading it at the moment. I was in love with 99% of every nurse I worked with. I was always the only male around. I miss those days. But if you were the only dude around, those days were mighty good to you. Your chances were very high. Anyway, this song is called Trouble in My Mind, and I hope you guys enjoy it. She was drinking all alone, sitting all by herself at the bar. Right away I could tell she was wondering where all the good men are. Quietly she smiled and she said, I've been dealing with some things inside my head, 'cause I'm lonely for a man that's just like me, and I think I'm the only one of my kind. I've been trying for someone that's died for same kind of love I'd like like to find. Maybe then I could ease this trouble in my mind. She was spinning by herself, spinning all by herself on the merry-go-round, and her innocence was gone. I could tell that she fell dizzy to the ground. Quietly she smiled and she said, I've been playing with the friends inside my head, 'cause I'm lonely for a kid that's just like me. And I think I'm the only one of my kind. I've been cried for, someone that's died for, the same kind of love I'd like to find. Maybe then I could ease this trouble in my mind. And I've tried so hard to find my way alone. And I've died inside each time I found that my soul don't have a home. It makes me lonely for someone that's just like me. I think I'm the only one of my kind. And I've been dying for someone that's tried for the same kind of love I'd like to find. Maybe then I could ease this trouble in my mind. Maybe then I could ease this trouble in my mind. Sorry about the croaking, but that's it. Can't quite hit the notes, but they're there anyway. You got the idea. That is the new song. That's the one I'm going to be working on for the next God knows how long till I get it all figured out. The music is about 99% there. I got the idea, but I want to polish it up a little, you know. Maybe fix a few words here and there to make it flow better. All those things come with time, though, but hope you liked it. It's good, right? I hope so. Let's see. Fab Daddy says, I never read the Torah. The Torah is split up into 52 chapters. LOL MVTV. Nice. Nice. Nurses are nice. They know how to give sponge baths. I read Buddha Bible. Wow. I stole it from a hotel room. Well, that's not very good. You're not supposed to steal the Bible. It's free. I think. Everyone I've ever had has been free anyway. LOL at ATL and Fab Daddy. Jake, that's a beautiful love. Thank you. It's in progress. The writing is done now. I just got to polish it up and make it a nice little gem. Single, surrounded by 30 young grads and students, treated like a mascot. Oh, yeah, fantastic women. That's kind of crazy, MVTV. That sounds like a Playboy article. It's good, right? I hope so. Y'all hit the like button, please. Please. But it's a personal problem song. You said that last night. Can you think of a song that isn't a personal problem song? Every song is a personal problem song. And most of them are about love or love gone bad. We all have personal issues, right? Shh. But it's our choice in life that bring us conveniences. That part is catchy. The chorus, they call that the hook. That's the thing people toil over the most in songwriting. Get that hook that'll make you remember the song. I'm glad you like it. Don't tell anyone, says ATL. Well written and performed. Nice to have songs that say something other than dumb sayings or vulgarity. A winner, Jake. Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate the critique, and I appreciate the confidence. It's not unusual. It's in and front page news, read everywhere. Welcome to the fishbowl. Very talented. His feed goes back minutes. I don't know if I understand that one. Oops, I just hit it. I'm going to share this feed on Facebook Messenger. Cool. Hit what? What did you just hit? What button did you press? What did you do?
VJ, now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, VJ, my best friend, right through it all, VJ.
You heard my theme song, right?
If I die before I wake, VJ.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hit that like button, everybody. I guess I might as well go ahead and do that and get it out of the way. Hey, everybody, I want you to do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications of when I'm going to be online. Smash the like button. It's free. It's right in front of you. It takes no effort at all. And it really does help the channel with the algorithms. Helps us get recommended. So please do that. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid. Make your own Kool-Aid. As long as you're thinking critical, that's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you dig what I'm doing, you like the Word of God, and you feel led to send tithes, offerings, or love offerings, or if you just like to pat me on the back and say, hey, good job, Jake, you can do that. Go to paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps. Hey, if you're a CashApp user, go to $JakeJohnsonBand. I won't complain either way. And I greatly appreciate it. So, get your goodness going and help out a brother. Now, we've been doing a lot of chit-chatting, but we hadn't done any Bible reading. So, I think it's time we do a little bit of that. How about it? Come on down to the reading place with me, shall we? Oh. Woohoo, come on. Back. Come on back. May God bless you and all. Wait a minute. What did I miss? That's it, Jake. Hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, heart, 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 heart. I shared with a few people. Let's see if I can get a hit on my end. Thank you, Fab Daddy. I appreciate you sharing. Always share if you can, and I greatly appreciate that. And together, we can build a new nation. We have the technology. We can take over the world, one Facebook message at a time. or, fill out the chat a little. I asked my best friend from high school to join. He's religious. That's interesting. I'm not. But he'll be welcome here, just like you are. We barely talk these days. Maybe this is the perfect opportunity to come back together and hang out a little bit and bond over the holy words of the Bible. That's a good place to be. Hey, Julie, how are you? Welcome to the show. We were just about to get into something. If you got your Bibles handy, go to the book of Exodus, chapter 36, verse 4. I believe that's where we are. Yep, 36, verse 4. Great, thank you. Good. Glad you could be here. We're going to read a little bit of this Exodus and see what we can uncover before the night's out. We got about 30 more minutes. We've been chit-chatting way into the hour, and it's been such a good conversation, I hadn't even looked down to see what time it was. But here we are, halfway through the show, and I ain't even started reading yet. That's a good sign, I think. Julie was an innocent kiss from high school. Really? I wrote a song about you, Julie. Well, it wasn't about you specifically, but it's got your name in it. Maybe I'll play it for you one day. All right, let's get to reading. Awe-inspiring, says April. Yes, it's a lovely day. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. And all the wise men that wrought all the work of the sanctuary came every man from his work which they made. And they spake unto Moses, saying, The people bring much more than enough for the service of the work which the Lord commanded you to make. Hey, how about that? Remember I told you, everybody pitched in and brought everything of the stuff that they had with them. And on day one, they had everything they needed to build the tabernacle and furnish it. And they kept bringing stuff, gold and food and, whatever they could bring, whatever they had. They kept giving. Why? Because it was a worthy cause, because they all believed in the end product, because they all wanted it to be successful. So even though they had enough, they kept filling the coffers every day. And this man is saying, hey, they're still bringing stuff. I don't even know what to do with it all. We don't need it anymore, but they're still bringing it. Why? Because the Lord commanded them to, and they all pitched in and did it. And Moses gave commandment, and they caused it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, Let neither man nor woman make any more work for the offering of the sanctuary. So the people were restrained from bringing. They wanted to give so much, they had to be restrained from bringing more stuff. Stop it already. I've got enough. Sheesh. You're going to have me so rich I ain't even able to move. Not that I'm complaining, says Moses. But, my boys are getting nervous over here. We're going to start hiring armed guards. He said none of that, of course. I'm paraphrasing. For the stuff they had was sufficient for all the work to make it, and too much. They had more than they needed, which is a beautiful thing, a beautiful position to be in always. And every wise-hearted man among them that wrought the work of the tabernacle made 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet, with cherubims of cunning work, which means embroidered, made he them. Julie Berryman. Why do I know your name? Julie Berryman. You sound familiar to me. Do I know you? Do you know me? Would you like to know me? Either way, I dig your name. The length of one curtain was 20 and 8 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain was 4 cubits. Now, we previously discussed that a cubit, depending on whoever the pharaoh was at the time, or the king, was from his elbow to the tip of his middle finger. That is 1 cubit. That is the royal cubit of whomever the leader is. I've been here before. That may be why I remember your name. I'm not sure. You might know one of my brothers. Subtle. Nice. I like it. Tactful, but still defensive. Didn't throw the boyfriend line. I like it. You, young lady, are a pistol. Appreciate you. Here we go. And he coupled the 5 curtains one to another, and the other 5 curtains he coupled one to another. So they've got 10 groups of 5 pairs of curtains, undoubtedly to fit around the tabernacle. He made loops of blue on the edge of one curtain from the selvage, or the middle ridge, in the coupling. Likewise, he made in the uttermost side of another curtain in the coupling of the second. Why? So they can hook together. Ha-ha, Jake. Love it. Well, you know, I'm nothing if not cunning and quick-witted. Who are you, Julie, says Fab Daddy. Well, Julie was a girl. Julie was a girl. She just turned 17, but she had problems at home. She made good grades, the girl was the prom queen, but she could not wait to be grown. Late one night, she snuck out of the sand pits, where they rode motorcycles till dawn. And Johnny came by, flashing those pretty brown eyes, and said, Julie, you know you want to get on. Johnny was a boy, he worked real hard, but he had problems at home. His daddy got drunk and his mama got mean, and Johnny couldn't wait to move on. He spent his paycheck, bought a Walmart ring, when he saw Julie that night. He said, Julie, don't you know you want to be my wife? And she said, boy, I hope this is right. Julie and Johnny got married. They got a baby on the way. If he can sell enough dope to keep them afloat, they might just make it someday. Julie and Johnny got married. They ain't doing too good. They're just a little misunderstood. I wish I could sing it. I can't sing it. I can't hit the note right now. Still have no voice, unfortunately. But I am on the mend, and one day I will actually sing that song for you. I just can't do it today. I'm sorry. But you got the idea, which is a beautiful thing. Now, let's continue to where we were. I forgot where we were. Oh, yeah. 50 loops made he in the one curtain, and 50 loops made he in the edge of the curtain, which was in the coupling of the second, hooked together like that. The loops held one curtain to another, and he made 50 thatches of gold and coupled the curtains one to another with the thatches, so it became one tabernacle. Now, he made curtains of goat's hair for the tent over the tabernacle. 11 curtains he made them. The length of one curtain was 30 cubits and 4 cubits, and a breadth of one curtain. The 11 curtains were of one size. What does that mean? It means it laid over the top of the tabernacle like so. So you got to picture this tabernacle is shaped like a cross, right? It's got an east wing and a west wing and a north and a south wing. And the south wing is the longest, which is the front part of the cross, the long part of the cross. And then on the outside of that cross, there's a gate that goes all the way around the outside, forming an inner courtyard. And then there's another one forming an outer courtyard. Now, here's the interesting part. At each corner of the cross is where one of the 12 tribes would camp. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the biggest 4 families, right? In the crease of every cross, the inside part, the smaller families. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8 smaller families. And then on the outskirts, all the way around that cross, would be the rest of the families scattered about in tents, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that would be 12 tribes according to the size. They would be stationed all the way around the tabernacle in this giant camp. Tabernacle being in the center and all the tents being around it like so. And it was that way everywhere they went. They had an assigned place to be so that they could just pick the whole thing up and move it, the whole camp, tabernacle and all. Everything in the tabernacle was built with staves that you could just pick it up and move it. All the furniture and the tabernacle itself would break down into small pieces that it could be rolled up and toted. Woohoo, that's fabulous. Oh, no, not a wife. My name is Sean, not Johnny. Well, it's a song, man. It wasn't about you. It's just a song I wrote years ago. It's actually about my sister. And her name ain't Julie or Johnny. But it's got to be some kind of name. I changed the name to protect the innocent. That's right. All right. Did I lose everybody? Okay. Let's see. He coupled 5 curtains by themselves and 6 curtains by themselves. He made 50 loops upon the uttermost edge of the curtain in the coupling, and 50 loops he made upon the edge of the curtain which coupled the second. And he made 50 thatches of brass, not gold this time, brass. Why? Because it needs to be stronger. The gold is for looks, so it's only on the outside where people can see it. On the inner sides where it needs to actually hold the tent together, then they use silver or brass to couple the tent together, that it might be one or strong. And he made a covering for the tent of ram's skin dyed red, and a covering of badger's skin above that. This is for the rainproofing, right? The badger skin, the dyed red part would be on the top, so it would have a red top, this tent. But underneath that would be the badger skin, which is a little more coarse but still waterproof. So there's 2 layers of waterproofing on top of the curtains, which are thick already. So there's actually 3 layers of weatherproofing. It's a very ingenious design, this tabernacle. I wish I could draw a picture of it so you could see what it looks like, but I'm sure you can get a picture by the description. Is very detailed. And he made boards for the tabernacle of shittim wood, or some type of cedar or fir tree. A lot of people think shittim wood is some type of fir tree, but I'm not really entirely sure. It could also be a big form of acacia. Acacia was prevalent in the area, but an acacia tree is a little tiny tree. If this were, in fact, acacia wood, it would have to be a really big tree and a different strain of acacia that we have now, because the trees that grow now are little tiny bushes. They would never be able to make anything out of it, of any substantial size anyway. The length of a board was 10 cubits, and the breadth of a board was 1 cubit. So it's a 1 by 10, so to speak, or a 2 by 6. I don't know. 1 cubit and a half would be the breadth of it. And one board had 2 tenons equally distant one from another. Thus did he make for all the boards of the tabernacle. What is a tenon? A tenon is like a wooden nail. So you have a hole, which in this case is called a thatch, and then you put in a tenon, and then you put the other board on top of it through a hole that's in that board, and they stick together like so. Got it? Now, read that. Okay. And he made the boards of the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side southward, and 40 sockets of silver he made under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for his 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons. I said thatches, I meant sockets. Thatches are like hooks. Little, like the little hook that you put on a bathroom door. That's a thatch and a hole or a loop. Thatch and loop. And this is a socket and a tenon, which is actually mortise and tenon, but we'll call it what they wrote it. And for the other side of the tabernacle, which was towards the north corner, or the dark corner, made 20 boards, and there 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board and 2 sockets under another board. And for the sides of the tabernacle westward made he 6 boards, because that's the long side there. And 2 boards made he for the corners of the tabernacles in the 2 sides. And they were coupled beneath and coupled together at the head thereof, to one ring, to rule them all. I was just checking to see if you were paying attention. To one ring. Thus he did to both of them in both the corners. And there were 8 boards, and their sockets were 16 sockets of silver, under every board 2 sockets. And he made bars of shittim wood, 5 for the boards of the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle. 5 bars for the boards of the other side. And 5 bars for the boards of the tabernacle westward, for both sides of that. This is a little bit monotonous, I'll give you that. But it has to be read through. So I'm doing the best I can. I've lost my place. Hang on. And he made a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen with cherubims. He made it of cunning work, which is, embroidery. And he made thereunto 4 pillars of shittim wood, and overlaid them with gold. Their hooks were of gold. And he cast for them 4 sockets of silver. And he made an hanging for the tabernacle door of blue and purple and scarlet. These are all royal colors, by the way. Very hard to come by in those days. That's why everybody wore tan or brown or black. But blue and scarlet and purple were considered to be king's colors, because only the rich could afford to wear colors so brilliant. This tabernacle is covered with these colors. That ought to tell you something. And fine twined linen of needlework, which is different than embroidery, but still the same kind of thing. And the 5 pillars of it with their hooks. And he overlaid their chapters, or their columns. Have you ever seen a Roman column and it's got a big piece at the top that kind of goes into the ceiling? That's called a chapter or a capital. We now call it a capital, but back then they called it a chapter. So there you go. And their fillets with gold. And their 5 sockets were of brass. Why? Because it needed to be stronger than gold. And Bezaleel made the ark of shittim wood. 2 cubits and a half was the length of it, and 1 cubit and a half was the breadth of it. That's a pretty good-sized box. right? It's typical box sized, right? 2.5 foot by 1.5 foot, something like that. But they were using cubits, so it's a little bit bigger than a foot. It's probably 3 feet wide by 4 feet long or something like that. I don't know exactly how many feet are in a cubit, but if you can imagine the Pharaoh's arm to the tip of his finger to his elbow, and he was a big boy too, by the way, so that would have been even bigger than mine, but that's a cubit. Anyway. And 1.5 cubits the height of it. He overlaid it with pure gold within and without. And he made a crown of gold round about it. Why? Because eventually there's going to be a lid placed on top of it, so it seats into that crown. And on top of that lid will be the mercy seat. There'll be 2 cherubims forming the back and arms of a chair. And that's what the lid of the Ark of the Covenant represents, is the throne of God. Some people know this, some people do not. But now you all know it. I'm not sure, says April. What are you not sure of, honey? I'll take your word for it, though. What are we talking about? The ark? I'll read it again. And Bezaleel made the ark of shittim wood. 2.5 cubits was the length of it, and 1.5 cubits the breadth of it, and 1.5 cubits the height of it. So it was as wide as it is tall. And he overlaid it with pure gold within and without. And he made a crown of gold to it round about. That's the crown around the top where the lid will seat down. And he cast for it 4 rings of gold to be set by the 4 corners of it, even 2 rings upon the one side of it and 2 rings upon the other side of it. Oh, the cubit was real steep, right? No, a cubit is a measurement. It's like a foot. We have a foot, which is 12 inches. A cubit, depending on who the leader was, the Pharaoh or whomever, king, from his elbow to the tip of his middle finger is the length of the royal cubit. And whoever took his place would change the cubit, and then that Pharaoh's cubit would be the royal cubit that all the builders used while he was reigning. See, they didn't have standards and measures back then like we have now. Now we have Greenwich Village in London has a gold bar, which is a foot long and a meter long and an inch long and whatever. So we have a standard measurement that's for all countries. That's how big the foot is. Back then, they didn't have that specific. They knew what a cubit was, but depending on who it was, their cubit might be a little bit different. Now, it just so happens that the Pharaoh that was alive at this time was a big boy. He's probably 10 feet tall. So his cubit might have been a little bit longer or a little bit bigger than the average cubit. Nonetheless, the Ark of the Covenant is about the size of the average coffee table, give or take, right? It's about that big in circumference. If you looked at it, it would be about the size of a coffee table. Now, it was a little taller than a coffee table, but that's about as much real estate as it would take up. On top of that would be the lid of the Ark of the Covenant, because inside of it had some objects. It had a bowl of manna. It had the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments, and it had Aaron's rod, the one that he threw down on the ground and the one that Moses held up over his head and so forth and so on. Anyway, those 3 things were inside the Ark of the Covenant. On the outside of the Ark of the Covenant was the big lid, and the lid had 2 cherubim, which are 2 angels, one on either side, 2 wings touching to form the back of the chair, and 2 wings stretched out to form the arms or the sides of the chair. That would form the throne of God. That is his mercy seat. They were bigger than regular humans, yes. That particular Pharaoh was. Not all pharaohs were, but that one was. You can see pictures of him in reliefs on the walls in Egypt. He was a big boy. And they didn't bother drawing him any differently either. They would draw a picture of him sitting in a chair, and then all the people in the room with him would be up to his knee. That's how big he was. While he was sitting in a chair, they'd be knee-high to him. Those are regular-sized men. Yeah, they were more or less giants. I don't know if you would call him a giant. He wasn't like 30 feet tall, but he was definitely 10 or 12 feet tall. He was a really decent-sized basketball player. You know what I mean? A little bit bigger than, whoever, Magic Johnson or whatever. Wow, that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm not going to go much further. I think we've pretty much killed this horse tonight, and this is a very difficult chapter to get through, so we're going to take it in small chunks. We'll pick up next Sunday. I'm going to start back at 37:1 so that we can begin the building of the Ark of the Covenant. That's where we want to be at. I did want to get a little reading done tonight. 37:1. 37:1. All right. Excuse me. Sorry. Kevin Cox says, I watched a documentary on the flood on YouTube recently and was impressed so much by it, I watched it again. Great to watch. What was the name of it? I'd like to watch it. I like flood stories. I know most of the details, but I still like to watch if other people get it right. I'm fascinated by what the world may have been like at that time before the flood, just before the flood happened, what may have been going on this planet, what the world would have looked like, because it don't look anything like it looks now. It's my belief that before the flood, all continents were together into one big supercontinent. There might have been some islands, but most of the land mass was one big piece of land, and it had rivers and it had seas, but there were no oceans. No Atlantic and Pacific Oceans or Arctic Oceans or Asiatic Oceans. Could you imagine what that must have looked like? How beautiful the land must have been. There were also no high mountains, by the way. Those occurred during the flood. Before that, there were no high mountains. No low valleys and no high mountains. There were hills and there were mountains, if you want to call them that, but they were small mountains, like foothills. Sweet dreams, baby. Night, Kev. You're not going to tell me what the documentary was? You're just going to bail? You can't drop a bomb like that and just bail. Very clearly, I watched a documentary on YouTube last night, and I was so impressed, I watched it twice. I want to know what it was. I want to know some details. Come on, man. I've been talking to you for 2 hours now, and you can't even tell me about your documentary? All right, then. I see how it is. I'll go find it myself. Better yet, I'll make a documentary and watch it. I'm just giving you a hard time. Good night. Sweet dreams. I'm going to go that way, too, because it's the top of the hour. It's 10 o'clock, so I'm going to go to bed. I saw one recently, but was about Lake Missoula. Yep. That's interesting. Where's Lake Missoula? I'm assuming in Wyoming or wherever you are, Arizona, can't remember. Somewhere out there, Midwest. Last night, huh? I think you might have just busted yourself there, buddy. Ruh-roh. Giant ass lake formed by glaciers that broke and wiped out the Northwest. So they say. Is that the one that's at the top of the Grand Canyons? Have a great night, guys. Fab Daddy, appreciate you hanging out with me. I took it easy on you tonight. I didn't go too far into the Bible. I just wanted to get a little in there. We had a good time talking, so come back and see me. By the way, I'll be here Wednesday and Friday to hang out, chit-chat. Nothing to do with Bible. It's just hanging out. Whatever you guys want to do, we'll do. We might talk about movies. I might do a debunking video or something like that. But no Bible study. Wednesday and Friday, 8:30. Bible studies on Sunday and Monday, typically. 8 and 8:30, respectively. And yes, you did stay, and I appreciate you staying. Thank you for that. Means a lot to me. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. April says, I love you all true. And we got us a new subscriber, Julie Berryman. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the family. We love you. I'll return the favor. Boop. Somebody's got some adorable youngins. And a really nice car or two. You're welcome. My pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, another fine evening, says MBTV. Thank you, sir. Hey, thanks. Oh, we love you. It was nice seeing you, Julie, Fab Daddy, and MBTV. Love you all so much. See you soon, says April. And I feel the same way. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for being a great impromptu on a unusual night crowd who just gets right in there and gets it done. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I will see you guys regularly scheduled on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be slightly rectangular. Won't you do me a favor? When you go out into the world tomorrow and you encounter other people, be nice to somebody. Do that for me, won't you? Just be nice. That's it. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just smile as you walk by. Hold the door for a lady. Buy a bum a beer. Whatever it is you want to do. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care if it takes any effort. I don't care what it is. Just be nice. And watch it change your life. I promise you it will. It'll change your life so drastically that everyone around you will take notice just because you changed your behavior. They might even mention it. They'll be like, are you on a diet? Did you do something with your hair? What's going on with you, man? You're just over there shining. Why? Because you let something out of the bag. You let a little kindness come into the world. It'll open doors you didn't even know were closed. It'll afford you opportunities you didn't even know were available. It will change the nature of who you are as a human being just by being willing to be nice to somebody. So please give it a shot and do it for me. Think about it while you're doing it. Have a great night. I love you guys tremendously. From the bottom of my heart, I do. I'll see you on Wednesday. God bless you. And above all, thanks for watching.